What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So this weekend my wife Cassie and I drove down to Beaver Lake in the White River area. We went out to shoot some film and hike around. For this trip I decided to bring my Pentax SF1n, a roll of Fuji C200, my Pentax 80 to 320mm lens, and my modern DFA 28 to 105mm lens. The SF1n is a 1990s era film SLR that is pretty affordable these days. It's also a pretty well featured camera. The camera is also usable with pretty much all of the KA and KAF mount lenses available for the Pentax system. So I was expecting this trip to be kind of more of a scouting trip for the fall season rolling around soon. So I was just wanting to get out, shoot some 35mm, and have some fun. But we were in for quite the surprise when we got there. So when we arrived, we were pleasantly surprised to see that there was an eerie, misty fog rising off of the water on the river. The cold water coming out of the Beaver Lake Dam, hitting the 90-degree-plus air out that day, was making its own clouds, and it turned out to be really cool. So these conditions are something I've been wanting to shoot a really long time. I've always wanted to shoot some really cool, foggy, cloudy, misty landscapes, but it's something that's eluded me for quite some time now, so I was really happy to see this mist rising off the river when we arrived. We really enjoyed watching the fog swell and dance across the river when we were there. It would form these really cool waves of cloud that would just glide softly across the surface. It made for some really cool photos and just a really interesting time to stand around and observe what's going on. So after we hung around there for a while and photographed what was going on at the first place that we stopped, saw the fog and everything, I had the idea that it might be even more extreme close to the dam. So we hopped in the car, drove down to the dam, got out below the dam on the river, and my theory actually worked out to be correct. I was right for once. So the conditions closer to the dam turned out to be epic. The fog was extra hazy, it hung in the air a lot longer, and it rose a lot higher, making for some really cool shots. It was here that I caught my favorite shot of the whole trip. I love how the fog helped to separate this small tree from the background and its surroundings. It really helps to isolate it and create a nice, mysterious mood in this photo. So sometime around this point, the sun started setting a lot faster than I anticipated for. So we decided to hop in the car and haul Bud up on top of the dam. There's a little parking area just on the lake side of the dam that we wanted to stop at and check out the sunset, and it worked out perfect. We couldn't have timed it any better. The sun had just reached the horizon when we arrived, so I popped the cameras out and took off running and was able to snap some really awesome sunset photos. This was also about the time that I realized my roll of Fuji C200 I had loaded in the SF1n was a 36 exposure roll and not a 24 like I had previously thought. So we power walked out to a peninsula out on the other side of the parking lot, set up shot, and I started trying to bang out as many photos as I could that didn't suck. All in all, I feel pretty lucky we were able to catch the conditions we did that day. I've been wanting to shoot foggy landscapes for quite some time, and we just happened to come up on the river on a day that it was producing its own fog. It couldn't have worked out better for us. And I hope you guys have enjoyed watching this video as much as I've enjoyed making it. It was an awesome time. Like I said, I'm super pumped to have gotten these foggy landscape photos. It's awesome that it was a day I decided I was going to shoot film. The C200 worked out great. The SF1n is an awesome camera. Just pretty good time. So until next time, guys, we'll see you later.